Mate, good morning. It's 5:15 in the morning, and it was my first day deciding, alright, I'm gonna wake up at like 4:15 and go to the gym. I've been really chilled out over the Chrissy holidays and stuff because my brain just needed a break. That's it, bro. Doom scrolling, Netflix, like an absolute vegetable. Poor sleep, and I need those. Poor sleep, and it was like that for a couple months in 2024, mate. Just not feeling life, and I thought today, all right, I need to sleep earlier, right? I want to start waking up earlier. Well, actually, no. Here's a story, all right? Here's a story, mate. This one's kind of exciting, right? So I've been reading Atomic Habits. Oh, mate. I've been reading Atomic Habits, and last night, oh, by the way, this isn't some New Year's resolution BS. No. My legs are so sore. This is the only downfall of driving manual, dude. It's a good book, 100%, but the one thing that really landed last night, I like taking one thing away out of like an experience. I kind of just do that. It's just that's who I am, right? And going forward with Atomic Habits, I was like, all right, I'm gonna read a chapter because I'm gonna read a chapter instead of doom scrolling or watching any BS on social media. And I read like, I don't know, 5 pages maybe. I never used to be a reader, which is pretty interesting. And I just want to say, this breeze is really good. Oh, mate. It's not about what you do. Like with the gym, okay? Instead of saying, I go to gym, right? I am an athlete. Okay, there's a difference there. I'll give you a few more examples, then I'll explain how challenging it is for me to understand. Another example, what do I want to do? I want to go race cars, okay? And like, I'm talking proper race cars. Instead of saying, this weekend I'm going to go to the drift track and learn, I'm going to say I'm a race car driver. So I am becoming a race car driver instead of I'm racing cars. My little mantra or thing that I decided last night was, okay, instead of I'm gonna wake up at 4:15, because I tell myself that all the time, and it's always the intention, always, dude, always the intention, and then I get distracted. That's the thing, that's what I do. So who I was the type of person who would get distracted. I was becoming distracted, becoming a procrastinator, becoming a type of way, which I wasn't before, right? The person I was before I would just work. I was a worker. I was the person who was becoming successful. So I hardly sleep, but I wouldn't be distracted by doom scrolling and Netflix and all the other BS. And then I became that person. So I'm not saying I have become this person who is fully bloody enlightened, who's got everything worked out. No, not at all, mate. I definitely don't have everything worked out, and nobody ever will, right? I won't get everything worked out ever, whatever that even means, right? But if the purpose of living on this rock is to evolve, right? Evolving, that consists of various different things. We're going to evolve internally, we're going to evolve externally, we're going to evolve by reproducing. So kind of what we're all here for is just to fucking reproduce. It's really it, right? And not die. But now we're not in that world. We're in a world that we can thrive, that I can communicate to you in a way that you understand and help you see your life through my lens to help you live a better life. Because you don't have to just reproduce. You don't have to just evolve, right? You don't have to just not die. With who we are as humans and what we've evolved to, we get to evolve more It's not just about survival nowadays. We actually get to thrive if we choose to. Survival is not, I'm not talking about you need to hunt and find your food. That's not the world we live in anymore. I'm talking about the people who just survive, where they just get by, okay? So we've all got standards, but my standard of survival to me literally looks like I am asking the government for money to feed me, basically. I can't support myself, I can't put fuel in my car, I can't decide to just pack up and leave the country. That to me that's like surviving. If I can't book a flight, if I can't put fuel in my car, if I can't make my own money, if I can't do any of that, right, then I'm surviving. I'm not thriving in that situation. That's my standard, dude. And as that standard gets more and more and more, you're gonna have higher expectations and higher standards than a lot of people nowadays. What I am learning is I struggle to put my survival standard higher. And then, like I mentioned, I've become the person who just sleeps in, binge watches, procrastinates. And yeah, I will still work. Yes, I will still make money. Yes, I'll do what's needed. But dude, I get frustrated. Yes, I lose myself in it. Yeah, I get drained, I get tired. If I'm not a good person to be around, I eat crappy food. I end up falling into a lifestyle that just doesn't make me feel good. And it hurts people. I don't want that to be the consequence of my inaction and procrastination to affect others. I just want to say, I don't know how much you can see, but this is beautiful, mate. This is beautiful. This morning is great. It's one of the first mornings that I've had in a while where I've woken up, alarm goes off, yeah right, it's time to go, brother, time to go, woo! I kind of thought, oh yeah, alright. I felt calm. I didn't feel like, there's something, I'll wake up and just like, it's time to go, bruh, yeah! Which is great, feels good, but then I crash, because I thrive off of this get after it energy. I thrive off of this, like, alright, it's time, mate. And then an hour goes by and I'm like, whoa, man, I am wrecked. What has happened? Yeah, mate, yeah. This morning was different, which is good. Woke up I went to gym, I didn't feel like going to gym, and I just showed up and oh yeah, get in me. That's what I'm talking about. The sun is beautiful. The sun is absolutely beautiful. I had my eyes closed by 8:15 last night. It took me a while to get to sleep because my brain has been so used to being awake till 10, 11, 12, sometimes 2. Yeah, it took a while. And I woke up in the middle of the night just like, dude, it's time to go. What are we doing? I thought I slept in. And it must have been maybe 2 o'clock or something. But no, today's a good morning. I haven't had coffee for weeks, dude, which is great. I haven't even had pre-workout. I don't even think I've had, oh no, that's a lie. I was gonna say I haven't had caffeine, but I have had caffeine, but they're these things. My sister's in this Arborn company, which is network marketing. And whatever your opinion is about that, I don't care, to be honest. It's just what it is. I don't really care about the business side of it right now, because this tastes so good. Yeah, it's a business, right? I don't need to talk. I don't feel like talking about business right now, dude. My brain is just like appreciating the world. Yeah, bro. I don't know. There's something about psychedelic music. Maybe it just taps into some part of my soul that I don't listen to enough. But man, it gets me alive. I need to sneeze, mate. Oh yeah. Bless me. I don't tend to just stop and appreciate nature. Right, sounds a bit woo-woo, sounds a bit fluffy, but mate, I don't tend to stop and just be as a human, as a being, as a bloke in his 20s who that thrives off stimulation, or the belief that I got is thriving off stimulation. I've spent a lot of time in self-development, but a lot of time internally, right? Just facing the demons, having conversations with myself. I think, I'll be straight up, I think if I went to the doctor, I don't even want those on. I think if I went to the doctor and like properly got diagnosed, I'd be a bit psychotic. They'd be throwing me on meds and all of this stuff, dude. Like if I was genuinely honest about what goes on in my mind, I'd probably get put in a psych ward, mate. I did get told that when I was about 17. I had to go to the psych ward. I was a danger to myself and others. I was speeding at like 180 k's an hour. I was just to feel alive, mate. Just to feel alive. Like, it's interesting. I tend to strive for mental clarity, because if I have a clear mind, then I feel better. If I strive for mental clarity, I can get mental clarity out of doing really, really healthy things and creating healthy habits and working on myself and learning how to remove the blocks and walk a really clear path. Or there's the other side of it, where it is I can just escape from the noise and the baggage and the gunk and the stuff. And that can also be done in a really unhealthy way. And that's why I was drinking so much, and why I was depressed, and why I was in and out of relationships, and why I just kind of hated the world. Because I wasn't there. I would just constantly escape from the world, from my mind, from everything. And 100% it worked. I'll tell you straight, dude, it was really good to just not deal with it, because it was a temporary fix, it was a temporary solution. But it's not effective, it's not sustainable. I just want to check this camera. Oh, we're in super view, brother. We're in super view. Us. We don't need to be in super view, mate. Far out. I had a feeling that was in super view, but I didn't do nothing about it. Alright, it is what it is. But we'll end off, mate. We'll end off. Actually, I'll continue about the story. What was a really good escape, dude, was speeding in my car. Subaru Forester. That's a 2.4 litre petrol boxer engine. Okay, so they got a bit of go-go, but boxer engines suck. Because obviously, well, I'm assuming you're gonna know that most engines, their pistons go up and down, right? A boxer engine, they go sideways. But I had this car. I would get to a location called Carbrook in 5 minutes. It would normally take 20. And I loved that, dude. I love that. It fed my demons within my soul that I didn't know that truly existed. Well, I knew I was in there. I knew they existed, but I didn't know how to remove their existence. And I didn't really know how to control them or what they were, I knew they were there, but I didn't know what they were or what to do about it. So a lot of my life has been escaping. Drugs, alcohol, relationships, sex, speeding, project cars, business. A lot of it has been escaping 100%. Now, I've had these kind of weird, intrusive thoughts that tell me, what if you never stopped being depressed? What if you continued being depressed? What if you're still anxious? What if you're still stressed? What if you're still suicidal? And you're just really, really distracted from it. What if that's who you are? And I've never actually said that out loud. And I guess if we go right back to the start of this whole entire video, spoke about identity and who you are, who you're becoming, and that is then it is a choice, right? So I'm saying this I'm teaching you something, but I'm also saying this in like, hey, I'm trying to work me out too. I'm trying to work life out. So if we go all the way back to the start of the video where I mentioned it's about who we are becoming, and it's an identity that is chosen. It's not about whether I'm still depressed or still suicidal or still anxious or all those. I get sad. Yes, I don't want to be alive some days just because I just don't feel like it, right? It's all emotional. I have these thoughts, have these feelings, have these thoughts that tell me you're still depressed. I feel depressed sometimes. I feel anxious sometimes. I get stuck in my head. I get stuck in the past. I reminisce over things that just don't really matter anymore. That's because I'm human, and who I am is what I choose to be and what I choose to become. The same as if I decide I am the average Joe who lives a boring life, hanging around the same people, with the same high school fucking girlfriend, with the same stuff, with no growth. That's who I am. I am an NPC, the average Joe. If I tell myself that and I live that lifestyle, I'm gonna be an average Joe. Not because of anything else except my belief. And I'm not that. There's a high chance that you're not that, or you just don't want to be that. I'm not here to tell you how to be, how to level up within that. I'm telling you that you get to believe in who you want to be, who you are becoming. And I'll be straight up, I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to be that. I didn't know that was possible. I didn't know it was possible at all. We hear about this identity crisis as men. Chris Williamson, Alex Hormozy, Stephen Bartlett, they've all spoken about it. And of course, there's other information out there, but from my perspective and what I've heard and what I understand and what I've gone through, we've got an identity crisis as blokes, as men. I didn't know who I was, and I didn't know what my purpose was, which was a very big catalyst into why I attempted suicide multiple times, why I got very, very depressed. I would call it chronic anxiety, addicted to drugs, alcohol, toxic relationships, sex, all the stuff. It was because I just didn't know who I was and what I was meant to do. Because as blokes, no matter who we are, we just want to do stuff. Whether it is the gym, whether it's work, whether it's relationship, whether it's driving. Like whatever your thing is, you just want to do it. You don't want to sit in the mountains and just float with the fairies, right? You don't want to feel everything. You just want to do. You want to act. You want to go adventuring. You want to build. You want to just do stuff, okay? And in this day and age in the Western world, we can do all of the stuff. We can do whatever we want. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I got lost in it all, got lost in the noise. And this idea of I've got to believe in myself and then I can be whatever I want. Yeah, it makes sense. It's always makes sense. Tony Robbins, back in the day, had to quit smoking. I stopped smoking because I believed that I'm not a smoker. And I'm kind of like, what? So you expect me to say mirror affirmations and fucking believe I'm not a smoker. I'm not a smoker. I'm not a smoker. Right? I understood the theory. The practical just seemed like an absolute wank. And the reason because I didn't want to identify with a thing. I didn't want to identify that I was depressed. I didn't want to identify that I was anxious. I never, like the person I was and the person I'm still trying to remove in a way is a person who isn't labeled by a thing. I don't sit under a label. Right? I think labels puts me in a category, and then what happens, then I'm structured in a box. And if I'm in a box, then I'm trapped. And then I'm trapped, then I'm lacking control, right? And we can go down the whole entire rabbit hole of that. But my nature tends to be, I want to be in control, and I can't let go. That's how I've operated. So who I'm learning to be is somebody who lets go more and doesn't try and control everything. Because when I control, yes, it gets things done. Yes, I grind like an absolute machine. But mate, I lose myself in it. I lose myself in the noise. I'm trying to control everything, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. It's okay to identify as a label for a period of time. You don't need to get attached. You don't need to get married to the identity. You can just date the identity. The same that works in business. If we're niching down on a brand, trying to discover a certain type of person who wants our products and our offerings, we will niche down for a period of time, but we just want to date the niche. We don't want to marry the niche. Right? So like I'm advertising myself. I've got to sell myself. The product is me. So I've got to sell myself to people who are interested, to people who see value in what I'm providing. Just in talking to a camera at 5:45 in the morning, right? And eventually it'll get to a point where I've got to sell the product and the service. Right now it just doesn't feel good. It used to feel good. Did coaching. You would charge thousands of dollars, mate, for weeks and weeks of coaching, but it just doesn't feel good anymore. It feels like a bit of a rort. I wouldn't have paid the amount that I charge. I wouldn't have paid for that. Yeah, it was a learning curve, dude. It was a learning curve. I helped a lot of people and very grateful for it. That's part of the journey, right? To sum all of this up, because I love talking, but to sum all of it up, I'm trying to like structure this and perfect it and all this. You know that. I'll be straight up, dude. Trying to come across like this well put together person who just has it all worked out. And I guess I just want to help people. That's why I put this mask on. Because if I'm real with the world and myself, and well, what if the camera's right? What if the super view's not working right now? Because I don't know, because it's on a GoPro. What if the mic's not working? What if I look slightly funny? There's a tarp in the back because of which was actually like I wanted to get the tarp out of the way so it doesn't look that bad, and far out, mate. But the tarp was there because I was rushing to get my mother's birthday present, because I wanted to hide it so she didn't see what was going on. And it was in the back of the tray, obviously, because then she would see it. And I've just tried to just perfect it all. Because if it's perfect, if it looks like all the other creators, if it works the greatest, then it will be good enough. And then if it's good enough, then people care. And then if people care, then I'm fucking validated. And then if I'm validated, then I can feel better to produce more, make people feel better, and then I feel better, and then we all win, right? So I try to structure the words and theories and the understandings in a way that makes sense, that I would understand. And I don't want to come across like this. No, I just don't want to come across like the dude who overcame suicide, who still has some shit that he hasn't dealt with. I don't want to come across like the dude who went through suicide and depression and overcame addiction and has been sober for fucking like 2 years and overcame relationship, who still just goes through some stuff. Because I should have it all worked out. I should have overcome my stuff, and then that's it, right? Because if I've got it all worked out, if I've, like, oh, here we go. So from age like 12 to 20, I felt like I was just in a constant cycle of, like, stuff was happening all of the time. My parents split when I was 12, and then relationship when I was like 14, lost my virginity super young. Well, fairly young. Yeah, cigarettes when I was like 15, and then it was relationships back to back to back to back until I was 19, back to back relationships, and weed, alcohol, since I was like 15 until 20. Each year, each month had a new thing that was going on, and I thought one day it'd kind of just stop. And it almost did, right? Between 17 and 19 was like the big suicidal ideation, suicidal tendencies period. Year 5 or 12 was the first time I actually self-harmed, or 11 was the first time I self-harmed. Yeah. So I had all of this stuff, right? All of this stuff going on, and I thought I defeated the final boss when I overcame suicide. I was like, oh yeah, I stopped self-harming. Oh yeah, now I'm sober. Oh yeah, cool. Now I'm like, yeah, I thought I defeated the final boss. I was in a relationship at the time and overcame my stuff, had a massive realization towards the end of that relationship, and like a month after I got sober, I was like, wow, I think I figured it all out. And then realized, nah, mate, I was not the final boss. You never defeat the final boss, right? Because there is none. There is none whatsoever. And it's not about destruction. It's not about a defeat. It's about just walk the path. I don't want to come across as the person who still has demons, because I thought I'd overcome them, right? I thought I would have overcame the demons and overcame suicide and overcame all this stuff, and then it would all be okay, right? And then nobody would have to worry about me, and I wouldn't have to worry about me, and I wouldn't have to, like, I guess if you hit rock bottom, like I did, or if you hit any rock bottom, you kind of expect everything to just continue going up from there. Forever and ever and ever. Because it can't get any worse than death. Well, it can't get, yeah. That's one way to look at it. It can't get any worse than death. That's kind of the, in this world, this reality, you can't get any worse than that. If we understand that death is where we part ways with this realm, with this world, with this reality, with our family, with our friends, with other humans, then that would be the final boss. If you can overcome that, the death of our own doing, suicide, then surely we can overcome anything, right? That's the logic behind it. That was my logic behind it. I thought if I overcame death, then I've beaten everything. I've won. But I was so wrong. I was so wrong, dude. I thought, yeah, I was so fucking wrong. My suicide attempt and attempts were the best thing that happened to me. It was a realization of how it was a realization of how much I've got, how much control I've got, how much power I've got, how much potential I've got, how much of a danger I can be, how much I can learn and understand about myself, how much people care about me, how much people really don't give a fuck about me, how much the world doesn't really care about what I do, what I say, who I am, what I'm becoming, what I was. They were the best thing that happened to me. And I guess all I want to do is become something that becomes somebody that gets to share it with, gets to share the learnings of what's on that side. Because I don't think people get it. And they don't have to get it. Not the way that I do, because it's scary. It's scary in there, man. I don't want anybody to go to the places that I experienced. I don't want anybody to feel the way I've felt. I don't want anybody's family to feel the way that my parents or my family has. The camera just died. I'm going to put that there. The microphone, the sound might be slightly different, so apologies in advance. But I don't want anybody to experience what I've experienced, because it's scary, it's dangerous, it affects a lot of people. And I don't think everybody should have to go to hell and back to just be a better person. So I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I get to share the journey with you, with the world, and fuck it, mate. Fuck it. Because you know what? If I don't, who will? I don't know anybody out there who is sharing openly about what they have experienced and what they are experiencing. Once you overcome it, once you overcome anything, when you feel like you've defeated demons and they still come back and haunt you, you think you're fucking mad. You think you're insane. So if I can be the person to help, in a way, validate your sanity by expressing my insanity, it also helps me validate my own sanity. Yeah, so with that, good morning. It's the 4th of January 2025, dude. How cool is that? It's 2 minutes to 6. And it's a good morning. It's a good vibe. And I guess I just, what was my intentions for 2025? What did I say? Oh, business intentions was integrate, systemize, monetize, automate, thrive, or something like that, right? So all of that, that's great. That's all systems, business language, but remove that out of it. What I get to experience along that journey is that I get to share how I do life, what goes on with me. I get to reinvent myself along the way. I get to create me again and again and again and again. And I think that right there is something that is very rare in the world. It becomes a Like, I become my own project. I get to build me, not for anybody except my own benefit. But the byproduct of that is that I get to share it with people like you, get to share it with the world, get to leave a mark. I think in my bones, I want to leave a legacy. Like, when I'm gone, I want to leave something behind that people can take advantage of, dude. Like, I want people to just steal my ideas, steal my stuff, steal my theories, my philosophies, my understandings, my version of the world, my reality, my lens that I continually show you guys. I want people to use that. Like, their life depends on it, dude. Just take it, steal it, share it, reinvent it, right? Whatever you want to do with it, do it. Because I know I've just dropped the seed. Water it, let it grow, or just piss on it, mate, and not take it. Don't take anything on board. Like, if that's your thing, happy days, man. If you want to watch this for entertainment and to just shit on somebody who's opening up, that's perfect too. If that's your thing, happy days, mate. What I hope for is that I've left a mark. I've left a legacy, that I'm remembered in some way, shape, or form, that I've complemented somebody's creation of life, construction of who they are, and supported them in the reinvention of themselves. I hope that I've done that in some way, shape, or form. People do say, oh, if I just help one person, I'd feel good. No, I don't really want to just help one person. I'll be straight up, dude, because I've helped a lot more than one person. I've personally helped over 100 people, 100 blokes I've impacted through my personal brand, like, I don't know, a few thousand. And I've impacted through online spaces probably close to 1 million, like with people that I've worked with. But doesn't feel like it. Okay, you want a medal slate? You want a participation award? No, none of it. You don't get none of that. So I'm on a proper tangent. I think I had to go there, man. I had to go there. So this is gonna be a long video, actually, but I'll edit it after this, get it posted up, man. Yeah, I'm grateful for life and abundance and what I get to do. And as always, I'd just like to say thank you for tuning in, for being present with this, for just jumping on, clicking the link, right? Or clicking the video. So here's to being more real, here's to growth, here's to whatever the fuck we're building in this life, right? Here's to creation, here's to reinvention, here's to evolution, here's to growth, man, and here's to leaving an impact. Fuck yeah, brother. Fuck yeah, mate. Today's a good day, bro. I gotta edit content and outreach. Continue this momentum, this flow. Then I will I'll do a bit of work for my dad. He sucks at content creation, but he's great at everything else regarding his personal brand and stuff. So I'm gonna get all our campaign sorted for the marketing for the next 6 weeks for February push. And what else is going on, mate? Oh, and then we gotta start launching this brand, brother. Gonna launch site, get the domains and everything sorted, mate. Start building this. It's gonna be a clothing brand, gonna be super simple, and just kind of get the ball rolling again with business. I've been burnt out and just kind of been in the suck for a bit now. So just keen to just do something that I know will make money, that I know will work, that I'm confident about that. It's very basic to just start, mate. Get a bit of momentum, get motivated, you know what I mean? Start getting the reps in. Oh, it's my greens. That tasted a bit yuck. Yeah, mate. I'll see you in the next one.